Okay, now that we've done the math on these two, let's do some from our other most popular layouts. So one is going to be a variation of this design. Basically, we're just going to play around with where these different shapes go. Okay, so we know that we have our 12-inch by 18-inch black paper for the background, and we're going to divide it into 3 sections. So what if I want to put the largest section at the top, and I'm going to make one slightly smaller in the middle and one even smaller at the bottom. Okay, now I have my 1/2-inch margins all the way down over here and over here. So this 11 inches does not change. Okay, 1/2 inch plus 1/2 inch is 1. 12 minus 1 is 11. Now for the other ones, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 1/2-inch margins here. So 1/2 and 1/2 is 1, 1/2 and 1/2 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, so 18 is 2 is 16 inches for the height, okay, and that's outside of the margins. So in those 16 inches, it could be like over here we have 8 inches for the height. Now for the remaining 8 inches, we can change it. We could make the middle section 5 inches and the bottom section 3 inches, or another variation. You could make this really tall and do 9 inches by 11. Make this one smaller, 4 inches by 11. And still 3 inches by 11 at the bottom. Okay, so that's one variation of this design. Now here's another one. This is one of my favorites because you get to play around a lot. So with this design, we're going to divide the page in half. You're going to have one really big area at the bottom. And then at the top, we're going to divide it diagonally. What? So with that diagonal divide, we still have the 1/2-inch margin here. 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3 margins here, so that is 1/2 and 1/2 is 1.5. Okay, so out of our 18 inches, we're going to go 18.0 because we have a decimal. I prefer decimals. 1.5. Okay. So we have 16.5 inches for the height. Now we're going to divide that into our 2 sections. So 16.5 divided by 2, 16 divided by 2. I'm going to move this out of the way. 16 divided by 2 is 8. Put our decimal down. 5 divided by 2 is going to be 0.25. Okay, so we have 8.25 for the height on both, which measuring 1/4 of something on a ruler is not too bad. And I know that this is 11 inches wide. Now, here's where we get to play around with some more complicated math. We know that in total, this is 11 inches, right? But we have a 1/2 inch margin in between. It does not matter right now where it is, but it does exist for both the top and the bottom. This is an even 1/2 inch all the way. So we're going to take our 11 minus a 1/2 inch, okay, which is going to equal 10 Okay, now here's where we get to have a little bit of fun. We could say that this small area right here is 2 inches, so 10.5 minus 2 is going to be 8.5, okay? This side we know is going to be longer than 2 inches. If I kind of dot down, maybe this is going to be, oh, not 5, I meant to write 4. Where was my brain? So we could say this is 4 inches. Okay, now we know we have 10.5 inches all the way across. So 10.5 minus 4 is going to be 6.5. So this side is 6.5 inches long, this side is 4 inches long. Okay, now you can play around with this. You don't have to keep the diagonal in this exact spot. You don't have to use this exact set of numbers. You just have to make sure that you're starting with this 10.5 across. Okay. All right, thank you for joining me and doing some math in art class.